Musically.
Hello and welcome to Relationship Soup. I'm your host, Lisa Hughes. How y'all doing today? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Happy Wednesday, happy Wednesday, happy Wednesday. Look, before I get into it, I fixed what the problem was last week. Okay, like Facebook has some new restrictions and I couldn't see y'all comments. Now I can see them. It's fixed. So anyway, happy Wednesday, y'all. Happy hump day. I hope your week is off to a fantastic start. Mine's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Had a couple little hiccups, but you know what? It's all Gucci. I really can't complain. I see that there's a few of you who have joined me already. Thanks so much. I see that the Todd Father. What's up, Todd? Thank you so much for joining me today. We got some conversations. I know the conversation we had via inbox. We're going to talk about it, but give me a minute. All right. So thank you all for joining me, William. I see that you're on too. I appreciate you all so much. Now, what's up, beautiful cousin? What's up, Leah Michelle? What's up, fam? Hey, you know what we talked about too. I got to tell you, I'm going to get to it. But first, y'all know I got to do my spiel. Please make sure that you are following across all platforms. YouTube is YouTube. YouTube, it's Relationship Soup, period. Not YouTube, period, but Relationship Soup, period. And then, of course, come and join the group. We actually going to hit a major topic from the group tonight. Okay. And that's Relationship Soup Group. And we thousand strong. We still strong. We still doing it and we still talking about things. All right. And then of course on IG, Instagram, it's Relationship Soup. And then you can follow me at Lisa Hughes or Relationship Soup LLC. Okay. Hi, William. How are William? It's not William, it's William. What's up, William? How are you? How are you? How are you? All right, y'all. So let's see here. What else do I need to run by y'all before I get into it tonight? Oh, yes. Please make sure that you're going to Relationship Soup, period. Not Relationship Soup, period. That you're going to the website, relationshipsoup.com, because I have greeting cards, t-shirts, all of that. I don't have the I Love You, Lisa shirts as somebody had recommended that I needed to get. But I do have Relationship Soup shirts and I have greeting cards for all holidays and occasions. So check us out there. All right, boom. So let's see who else is in here. What's up, Reese? How are you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Yes, the distinguished gentleman is here. And you know, I always appreciate when you log in, Mr. Reese. All right, cool. All right, so what else do I need to talk to y'all about? All right, boom. So I'm gonna talk about some things tonight. All right. The first thing I'm gonna hit on is boundaries. But before I get into that conversation, let me talk to y'all about something for a minute. Okay, so I had a conversation. I'm just gonna call it out. Okay, so I had a conversation with my cousin Leah, and Leah wasn't the only one who suggested this, right? So I just kind of want to know what y'all think because somebody literally hit me up in my inbox on today about this very topic. So anyway, as many of you know who have been a member of Relationship Soup for a minute, like there have been some good things come out the group. We're not just a Facebook group that's over 25K strong, like there have been marriages that have resulted out of relationships too, right? The meet and greets and stuff that we had, a few people that met and got hitched, right? Then, like, I mean, of course, there's been jobs and other stuff in the community that we've done. So, anyway, let me go back to this conversation I had with my cousin. So, my cousin was like, yo, Lisa, have you thought about doing like a matchmaking show, right? Like even some matchmaking, right? Like maybe with people 35 and up, right? And I'm like, I didn't really brand Relationship Soup as a matchmaking group, but the truth of the matter is matchmaking has happened in the group. So anyway, I want to know what y'all think about that, right? I really want to know what y'all think about that. Yeah, because I mean, you know what? A few of us we back outside, right? And we trying to find love. Some of us, right? So anyway, let me know what y'all think about that, right? So anyway, just inbox me, DM me, whatever. Inbox me on Facebook because I ain't gonna lie to kick it. Me and Instagram, like I don't really be checking my DMs like that. So, but if you hit me on Facebook, I know it's ancient, but if you hit me on Facebook, let's talk about it. All right. Now, this is what I want to put out there. So somebody hit me in my inbox, and I'm not going to give his information right now, but he's looking for love, right? He has a fantastic career, and he's just looking for a woman that's, got a career on her stuff, right? And he's really a good guy. Okay. So anyway, I may give more details later. If you're interested in finding out who this gentleman is, please hit me up. All right, boom. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. So let's get into boundaries, y'all. Y'all know what boundaries are, right? And this topic was definitely encouraged by, of course, stuff I've seen in Relationship Soup, and definitely by a conversation that I had recently with someone. All right, let me drink on that. Hold on. And shout out to Barb, Nikki, and Cameron for my cute little cup. Look at my cup, y'all. Ain't that cute? It got my name on it. That was like one of my bachelorette prizes when I went to Nikki's bachelorette party. But anyway, all right, so let me go ahead and get into it. All right, so I had a conversation with someone, right? And so they basically were saying, we got to talking about boundaries and different stuff like that. And he was basically saying that he felt that people that have boundaries in relationships and marriages are basically controlling and trying to play games, right? So this person feels that boundaries is a form of control and playing games. And he went further to say that if you have trust, then there's no need for boundaries, right? And I thought that was pretty interesting. Hey, to each their own. Everybody's experience kind of dictate, how they feel about certain things. So what do y'all think about that? If you have trust in a relationship or marriage, do you need boundaries? What y'all think? You think you need boundaries in relationships and marriages? Now, of course, I posed that question in Relationship Soup, and I'm going to kind of reflect on some of the comments and stuff, and then we just kind of build a conversation off of there. But it has me thinking because I know that a lot of you have seen these viral posts about like Chris Brown and his meet and greets, right? Y'all didn't seen that. And see, I don't know if it's satire. I don't know if people are just, if it's clickbait or whatever. But there have been a few posts come out like basically saying, well, I'm gonna break up with my girl because she was doing the food at the Chris Brown meet and greet. I'm talking about, pictures on the booty, all that stuff, right? So maybe boundaries is something that might be needed in some of those situationships. So anyway, I do want to get into some of these comments that I actually seen in the group. Okay. Um, I see a few of y'all have some comments. So William says yes. So Will, you feel like boundaries are necessary in a relationship or marriage and or marriage? Okay. Yes. Why though? Why though? All right. So Leah says, I trust mine. So you trust your boo? You trust your forever boo, your husband? Do you think y'all need boundaries? I know y'all got boundaries though. So anyway, I want to read a few of these comments and kind of get into like we can just start a conversation off that. And if you have other stuff that you want to talk about too, because I know that a lot of my members watch, we can go ahead and get into that. So one of these comments says, "This is good. Even in a relationship, there may be some things that you just don't do. It can be due to your faith or preferences. I think about respecting each other. I think we know what a controlling person is." Yeah, and I agree with that. You know, because the gentleman said that having boundaries equates to a person playing games and being controlling, right? But I mean, pretty interesting. So what y'all think? Y'all think people being controlling? So Chandra says, so not true. Not having any boundaries in any relationship leaves so much room for disrespect, right? And you know what? Now that she said that about the whole disrespect thing, what's the fine line between being respectful and insecure? And I know that sounds crazy because sometimes when I read stuff, I'd be like, yo, that just seems like that's just a matter of respect. But people equate it to, you being insecure. Really? Okay. So anyway, we'll get into it. So anyway, disrespect. And then Chandra went further to say, if you think because I trust you that boundaries shouldn't be created and adhered to, it's crazy. Sometimes we have to set boundaries for others who may try it. That makes sense. Like, it just seems like boundaries is a form of protection and respect, right? Like, and support and all that stuff. It seems like boundaries can bring love and a safe space and all that. But it's just really interesting. So let's see here. So Leah says boundaries are a must in all relationships. Makes sense to me. All right, so Todd, the Todd father, says because too many things in this world are pulling us in the wrong direction, which can lead to micro cheating, emotional, physical cheating, jealousy, etc. Right? William says a fireplace is a boundary. Without it, fire runs amok. Right? I mean, it just seems that life is truly full of boundaries, right? Like I'm just, and one thing I do try to listen to people's perspectives because I'm literally trying to see this person's perspective on how a boundary can be equated to being controlling and playing games. And what does that say about that person's character? I mean, I'm just saying, like, it's just all these questions that I'm thinking about. Like, hmm, so what does that say? Do you not like boundaries because you just want to do whatever you want to do? Is that what it is? All right, so let's see. So Yolanda says every relationship should have boundaries. Don't abuse me, don't lie to me, etc. Okay, okay. And we really got to think where boundaries comes from, right? Because certain experiences in life teaches you boundaries. You know, maybe your childhood, how you were raised, just different experiences actually teach you boundaries. Hey, Mark Lee, thanks so much for joining me. You see, I'm solo dolo tonight. No guests, no guests, no guests, just us. So you say boundaries are very important. Why do you feel that way, Mark? Like, what made you have boundaries? Like, what was the determining factor where you were like, you know what, boundaries are important? So, how did you arrive at that? So, I'm gonna give you a second to kind of think about that. Okay. All right, so let me go further because okay, so James, I don't know if you're watching or not, but your comment, people kind of felt a type of way about that. All right, so James Smith says, I believe it's a matter of respect. Your relationship or marriage should be a safe space. Okay. Each of you respecting the other enough to learn what hurts them and be able to communicate freely without stepping on each other's feelings. When I think of the word boundaries, it gives the impression of lines that shouldn't be crossed. One should feel safe enough to walk across all lines with the ones that they love. Okay? That makes sense. I mean, that makes sense to me. I mean, I just feel like your relationships should be a safe space. And like if we really reflect and if we're honest, think about why a few of your relationships ended. Okay. Of course, it probably just wasn't meant to be. Y'all learned y'all lessons if you're looking at it from a spiritual point of view. But don't a lot of relationships end because of the disrespect of boundaries, or maybe there's no boundaries or the crossing of boundaries? Would y'all agree with that? Hmm. Just an interesting point. All right, all right, all right. So let me go ahead and get into a couple of more of these comments before because I actually have some questions and stuff and points I want to cover as well. All right, so Sean Coleman says boundaries are respect. I don't believe in boundaries, but I do believe a certain level of respect and consideration for the significant for your significant other need to be in place. Boundaries just seem so restrictive. I'd say compromises should be better. Hmm. Okay. And there were several, like their members felt kind of a type of way about that comment too. So let's see here. So Mark says, I have some family and connection ties. Some people want to have willy-nilly access. I feel that there are boundaries and respect in what I choose to reveal. And I check with folks before giving numbers, etc. Absolutely. Like I never give people number out. Like, even if it's family, heck, even if it's my mama, I'll be like, Mama, let me check. You know what I'm saying? Because I am big on respecting boundaries. And, I was actually having a conversation with one of my relatives this weekend. I actually went to their barbecue and we just got to talking about different things or whatever. And, I could really appreciate his stance when it came to boundaries. Of course, I went like, cuz, let's talk about boundaries. But we just started talking about like family and stuff. And he went into like how he really loves his wife and how he wants to protect his wife, and he's also like they recently adopted a child, and then like her mom lives with them, right? So he went into, there's certain family that I don't allow around my wife, around my family, period, because they're not respectful. And then he went into different stories or whatever as to why. And, he went on to say how him and his wife, they have this great marriage. They have this understanding, like, because they don't have all that drama, right? So to me, that is a good example of a boundary. And I'm still trying to figure out in my mind how a boundary like that, because it's a boundary, could be considered a bad thing, right? Like, why is that bad? Because I feel the same way. I mean, I ain't got no man right now. I do have boundaries for myself. And, I have boundaries on like, who I choose to hang around. Like I don't let everybody have access to me because I only have so much mental energy. And then some people just own one. And I just don't want to be around them, right? They're like psychic vampires. They're just vampires and they just suck all my energy. So, I definitely have those boundaries, but I ain't being controlling about myself, right? And I ain't playing no games. I just don't feel like being bothered with certain people. Right? So anyway, let's see here. Hi, Lucky. How are y'all? I mean, how are you? Y'all remember Lucky was on my show last week. Hold on. See, this person always pops up and it makes me laugh. I'm gonna get to you in a minute. I see you, Jay. But y'all remember Lucky from last week. Lucky was on dropping some jewels and stuff like that. So Lucky, how you feel about boundaries? You got boundaries? All right, so let's see here. Hey, Lucky, that was fast. All right. Boundaries are a part of anything you do. So why not relationships? With no boundaries, there can be no respect. Yeah, I feel like boundaries and respect go hand in hand. Boundaries and support, like all that stuff goes hand in hand, right? Let me see. I have some more comments. He can say that again. Who can say that again? I missed it. You know. Anyway, Lucky, who are you talking about? Oh, you talking about, yeah, and I was talking about your brother. The conversation I had with your brother this week at the barbecue. See, Jay, you know what? The only reason why I stumbled is because my peripheral, I seen your comment. Butterflies in the sky in my belly. Listen. Oh, so you must be eating? Nah. Oh, you feel nervous. I'm making you feel nervous, Jay. You feel nervous? Yeah. See, but I ain't stumble. I just seen your comment in my peripheral, so you kind of had me laughing. See, that's it. All right. So Todd Father says facts on respect with boundaries because men have a need of respect. Listen, and that's very, very true. I was watching this sister. She's an influencer on Instagram. And I just love a lot of what her message is because she talks about how, men want respect. Like if you look at like a man and a woman in a relationship, men really want respect. I mean, I think we all do. But it's like huge with some. Let me say some. Let me throw that in there because y'all know I don't like to generalize too much. Um, but she was talking about how men love respect. And it's just like to me, it seems like boundaries is like it can breed respect. It can breed security because here it is you have these boundaries in place which can create a comfortable, secure environment. Some women love to feel secure, right? So if boundaries can breed security and respect, which some men and women need in a relationship or marriage, what could that do for it? What could it do for like a relationship or marriage if you're putting boundaries or whatever in place to breed that respect and to breed that security, right? What could that do for it? And my mind is spinning because I'm like, what does it say about a person that doesn't like boundaries? Look, are they really out for your higher good? Are they gonna protect you? Right? Or is trust enough? I mean, I'm all for trust, but is that enough? What y'all think? So Sam Jackson says boundaries can bring trouble. How so, Sam? How can boundaries bring trouble? Tell me about that. How can boundaries bring trouble? All right. So I'm going to let Sam talk about that. So, all right. So remember what I said about Sean earlier. So Sean basically said that trust is enough and he doesn't necessarily believe in boundaries. So there were a couple of responses to that. And Candace says, look at it this way. If someone treats you in a way that you don't find respectful, would you tolerate it? Okay, that's fair. Would you remain silent? Would you stay in the situation, whatever it might be? Not likely. Speaking up against walking away from a friendship, significant other, or even a job is the enforcement of a boundary that you won't endure disrespect. That makes sense, right? All right, so let's see here. I have some more comments. I know what I'm bound to do when it comes to what? See, you trying to make it like I'm stumbling. No, what you talking about? What you talking about, Jay? You know what you about to do when it comes to what? All right, so let's see here. Mark says some people have manufactured boundaries, like when the person wants a certain type of job or car or house in their relationships. Hmm. Okay. Okay. And I'm just really thinking about like just situations that people have divulged to me and experiences and different stuff like that. I can remember a situation somebody was telling me about, right? Like they were dating this person or whatever, and they were together for like 2 years or something. Now, forget my memory. Okay. But anyway, they were together for like 2 years, okay? And they were telling me what their significant other was doing. And so when they checked their significant other on it, it was something with social media and pictures and flirting or something, right? But when they went to their significant other, they was like, well, I mean, we didn't talk about that. So that's a problem. So to me, I think that like gently talking about boundaries could prevent some things that happen in relationships, right? Could it possibly? All right, I'm gonna let y'all think about that. So Mark says, I have a friend that lost their friends because they mentioned Trump's name. What? I have a friend like that too. I ain't gonna lose. I'm not gonna lose his friendship, but he don't like to hear that TR word, right? So what you saying, Mark? Those friends should have had a boundary on what code words not to say. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? So anyway, yeah. So anyway, going back to the situation. So basically, this person was doing all this stuff on social media or whatever, and when his significant other called him on, it, he was like, "Well, we didn't talk about that." So don't boundaries like help to prevent that? Okay. And then, like, if I'm really thinking about a lot of the situations that I've seen, heck, we could even put like this Chris Brown incident in there, right? Um, Hold on, I have another comment. Let me see here. So Monique says boundaries should be discussed before sealing the deal of a relationship or marriage. Thank you for joining me, by the way, Monique. I really appreciate you. Yeah, I mean, that seems to make sense to me, right? So Lucky says, I'm a living example of how not having boundaries can kill a relationship. So now I stand 10 down on boundaries now. See, experiences. See, Lucky even talked about how experiences can like help you to develop boundaries, right? Right. All right. So some of the things I kind of want to talk about it because, like I said, I've had a lot of conversations. I'm the founder of Relationship Soup, so I've seen a lot of stuff, and I'm grown. I'm timeless and grown, so I've had some experiences and different things like that, right? So let's kind of put a couple of these questions out there. So, like, as far as like friends of the opposite sex, right? A lot of us have them, okay? Now how you move with them once you get into a relationship or marriage or whatever is going to be solely up to that couple, right? But I've seen so many posts over time and had conversations over time when there weren't boundaries in place or like gray lines or whatever and blurred lines, and like it could be disastrous because let's just be real, boundaries, the lack of could possibly breed some type of resentment, right? Because things are happening, maybe your significant other or whatever is doing something, right? And those boundaries aren't in place, so what's going to happen? You probably going to be in your feelings or feel a type of way, right? So like, in your opinion, and I'm going to get to y'all comments in a minute, what kind of boundaries can be set to ensure that like friendships with the opposite sex don't interfere with the relationship, right? Because I mean, we all have those friends. Like I have friends of the opposite sex, right? And my closest friends are very near and dear to me, right? And I've talked about it on other shows how we move like once we get into relationships and when we were married or whatever and stuff like that. So what are your thoughts? Like what boundaries can be set to ensure that friendships of the opposite sex don't interfere with the relationship, right? Because I'm gonna be real. Like I said, I'm at this grown, timeless age or whatever. But I've seen some stuff where I'm like, for real? Like I've seen where, a significant other has a friend of the opposite sex and they do stuff that the husband should be doing or that the wife should be doing, right? But it obviously works. So, like, how does that work? Like, just as an example, ladies, would y'all be cool, like, your man, husband, hubby, whatever, boo dude or whatever, has this friend of the opposite sex and they've been friends for 50, 11 years. Everybody got them best friends that they call sister, brother, best friends. Oh, we like cousins. We've been friends for 50, 11 years, right? And homegirl, like when say you gotta work late, right? Say you just can't cook or whatever, right? Whatever. But she's like, yeah, I'm gonna come in and cook, but she ain't cooking for you. She coming to cook for your man. But they best friends and you supposed to trust. And you really ain't supposed to have boundaries. Or should you have boundaries? Like, how would y'all feel about that? Y'all cool with that? Fellas, let me ask y'all. Would y'all be cool if y'all woman had this best friend for 50, 11 years and this best friend of the opposite sex, you need stuff done around the house or whatever, but he like, yeah, I'm gonna come and handle that for you. I'm gonna do some renovations for y'all, or I'm gonna come and I don't know, fix the light bulb, whatever men do. I'm gonna come and mow the lawn. How y'all feel about that? Okay. All right, y'all. I see y'all comments. Let's see here. So Reese says, any man that says that boundaries are not important, let your girl go to the Chris Brown or Usher concert by herself. Listen, Reese, I know you didn't see them post in the group, and I know you didn't see them post on like this social media all together. Like some people really be in they get their feelings hurt. I just wonder what are those conversations like? Like is it, hey babe, just have fun with Chris Brown and them? I mean, should it be discussed? Like, don't be letting that dude touch on your booty or whatever. Like, they don't have that conversation, or they just trust they mate enough where it's whatever happens. All right, so let's see here. Monique says, discussing who your friends are, how you spend money, likes, dislikes, what's allowed, what would be allowed. It's a long list. It can be a long list, right? But would it be worth discussing it though? All right, so the Todd father says, great question about the opposite sex friends from college, old job, etc. It bothers me. Then she says, I'm keeping these male friends. That can create tension real quick. Listen, and it's crazy that you say that, Todd father, because I actually had a conversation with one of my close friends. Like, we were talking about boundaries or whatever, because I was kind of talking about what I was thinking about doing for the podcast or whatever today. And basically he was talking about, like, sometimes you get into these situations and all you want is peace. Sometimes all men and women want is peace, so they just kind of go with the flow of whatever, because they really love this person, they just want peace, right? But can you have peace if you don't have boundaries, and you got, like, your significant other got this friend of the opposite sex that they do dinner, they do lunches without you, they do all this stuff without you, they going to the club, they getting drunk, they doing whatever. You cool with that? You really cool with that? All right, so let's see here. So Mark says, I had a friend deliver me food. She fixed me at work. Wasn't in a relationship at the time. If I was, she might feel a certain kind of way. Listen, sometimes them work babes, what they call them, work husbands, no, work husbands, work wives and stuff. Should that be a boundary? How y'all feel about that? Do y'all care if your significant other has like a work husband or a work wife that does stuff? Like they be going to lunch together, or she'll come and cook him a meal or whatever. But how y'all feel about that? Is trust enough? Right? And when does trust become dumb? When does trust make you a simp, as they say in social media language? When does it become that? Because you can have so much trust, but at the same time, it's like, if you say in a work wife, work husband, or whatever situation, right? Like if you don't have those boundaries in place, what do a lot of those situations turn into? Affairs, right? And maybe some people might say, yo, well, a person gonna do what they want to do anyway. Yeah, that could be very true. But since you will be received on the receiving end of whatever happens, like if at least you had a boundary in place, would that make you feel different? I don't know. What y'all think? So let's see here. My solutions are do a group text, have group outings, one-on-one text outings. Okay. Yeah. And that would seem to make sense. Like something my father told me, like when I did that thing and got married years ago, right? Um, one thing he told me was Lisa, the friends that you and your significant other make together have a better impact on your will have a better impact on your marriage, right? It was just a conversation my dad and I had, right? So what y'all think about that? Is that better? Mark, but then again, other story, her and her husband bought me some clothes they were donating after her father passed. I don't see anything wrong with that. So her and her husband were on the same page and they were just giving you they bought you some clothes after her father passed. I don't think that's a crazy thing, is it? Is that bad? All right, so Lucky says 90% of the time, all you want is peace. Facts. Facts. Like, peace of mind is everything. But can you truly have peace of mind if you don't have boundaries in place? Can the idea of trusting be just kind of like you just pushing stuff under the rug? I'm trusting them, so I ain't even gonna deal with it. Is that really peace? What y'all think? All right, so Lucky Smith says, I'm cool with it because I'm going to hang with my friends too. Sometimes you need to get away from each other. I agree with that. You should have your own lives to come back stronger because too much of each other can smother each other. True. You should have those boundaries in place. Like that's even a boundary. Right? Would you agree, Lucky? Like just being like, hey, I'm gonna go on and hang with the boys or whoever, and you go and hang with your girls or whatever. You should have some time apart. Could that be considered a boundary too? Because who want to be smothered? I mean, I'm a Cancer with a Taurus moon and everything, but I still need my space. I like intimacy and all that stuff, but I still need my space. I need to be able to breathe. Perception image is another thing that concerns people. Elaborate on that, Todd Father. Would you elaborate on that? Lucky says, of course. Okay, boom. All right, so let's talk about something else. All right, so boom. Um, just kind of a spin-off of that question. I know some of y'all might still be thinking about it, right? So how important is it to be transparent? Like when you have those friends of the opposite sex? Like, should it just be, hey, we grown, so I don't have to tell you about these friends or whatever. You don't know them anyway, right? Because, and I say that because there was another conversation that I had with someone, and he was talking about how he doesn't really feel like he should have to divulge names of people because his then girlfriend, right? She didn't know them. So he's like, why should I divulge like names and information and stuff? She don't even know them, right? So I'm just like, uh, I mean, that's a perspective. So what y'all think about that? If you have friends of the opposite sex and you're in a marriage or relationship, do you feel like you should divulge who they are or talk about them if your significant other asks or just out of common courtesy? What y'all thinking? All right, so Mark Lee says it's is boundaries to have separate hobbies. Yes, yes. I think separate hobbies are a good thing. I think that is a good thing. My friends became your friends and vice versa. Yeah, absolutely. Like that tends to happen, right? But okay, so let me ask y'all this. I want to ask you this, Lucky, since you got all this wisdom you dropping tonight. Um, what are some situations that can happen with your friends of the opposite sex that might cause you to have to end that friendship? Does that make sense? Okay, so let me say this better. Are there situations where it might be necessary to end a friendship with the opposite sex to protect the relationship? Do y'all think there are situations that can happen with your friends you've been friends with for 50, 11 years, like your opposite sex friends? Are there situations that can happen that might cause you to have to end the friendship to protect your relationship or marriage? What y'all think? Are there? Or should you just go on trusting? All right, so let's see here. The Todd father says because they feel they might have to answer to it, be embarrassed, guilt, shamed by the church, their better half. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. If you not introducing me to your friends, then you ain't got no friends. Okay, so then what is it then, Lucky? Uh, perspectives in weight? Or are you saying that your boo ain't got no friends? Elaborate on that. All right, so let's see. Yes, because you have had sex in the past. Let me ask y'all this. Would y'all feel a type of way if the friend that has been friends with your significant other for 50, 11 years and they had sex, but they friends now? Because I mean, we all know that sometimes relationships don't work. Obviously, we have exes. I have a husband, right? So sometimes things don't work out, but you might become friends. And so, say you move on, are y'all cool if those besties they had sex with them? Does trust still trump all of that? Do y'all feel a type of way? And they hanging out, they going to movies, they going to lunches and going out and stuff. Y'all cool with that? All right, so let's see. My brother belongs to a car club that he runs. I don't know that his lady love knows all the members who are both men and women. Okay, that's fair. Okay. But what about the close friends, Mark? Does his lady love, like, do you think his lady love should know his close friends? I mean, I can get a whole organization, right? Because I mean, we probably all dated people who had other hobbies where maybe they were in fraternities or sororities or whatever. You're not gonna know all they bros and sis. You're not gonna know them all. You might know the close ones. So what you think about that? Lucky says, yeah, if y'all been that just took me back to the third grade, humping, right? All right, so let's see here. Mark Lee says, just like he probably doesn't know all of her coworkers. That's probably very true. But I'm talking about the besties, Mark. I'm talking about like the besties. Like your significant other has like this bestie, like just say two besties that she been knowing for 50, 11 years, right? Would you feel a type of way if she slept with one of them, but they still hanging out, going to lunches, brunches, and he doing stuff around the house or whatever? Would you feel a type of way? And should you know who he is? Should she divulge to you who he is? I mean, it's going to be impossible. Like my significant other, when I had one, of course, he did not know all my coworkers. Impossible. I didn't even know all of them. I didn't care to know all of them. It was just, I stuck to the few in my department, but my department was small. So I get that. All right, Harry. What's up, Harry Smith? It's about being open and honest and real. I laid it all out on the table and we good from day one. I know and hang with other guy friends and she cool with my female friends. That's what's up. But you laid it on the table, right? And so I would assume laying it on the table means, laying it on the table, you being transparent with if you have that female friend that you slept with or whatever, you probably told your wife, yeah, I slept with her, but she's my best friend, right? You doesn't it is that what you mean, Harry? You laid it all out on the table? Harry, are you keeping friends that you good friends with that you slept with? Are y'all keeping friends? Like, okay, yeah, y'all a good example. So as a married couple, would you be okay or are y'all okay if y'all have friends of the opposite sex that y'all been friends with for 50, 11 years or whatever, right? And y'all slept with them, but y'all still cool. Is that cool in y'all marriage? Let me know what you think. All right, so Mark Lee says, how much you can tell? Should she reveal that was an ex sex partner if you see them out in public? Hmm. Are some things better left unsaid for the peace? Because we all want peace. To should some stuff not be said? What y'all think? So Harry says people who hold secrets have something to hide. Listen, yeah, they do, right? Listen, I'm gonna put it all out on the table because one thing that can't be hidden long is the sun, moon, and the truth. Can we all agree on that? The sun, moon, and truth cannot be hidden for long. So me, I'm the type of person, I'm just gonna tell you the truth, right? Or I'm just gonna alleviate the situation altogether so I don't even have to deal with it. I don't need to, I don't know. But that's just me. I don't know. What y'all think? So let's see here. Mark Lee, what about the women who hang out with their gay friends because they feel, oh, can we say that? Ooh, don't be trying to get me flagged, Mark. I'm going to have to say something else because I don't want to be flagged. What about the women who hang out with their maybe friends who like people of the same, gender, friends because they feel that their guys won't be worried about them? Now, how you know he isn't bi? That's a good question, right? Should boundaries be discussed and put in place, right? What if he is, or what if she is? What y'all think? Lucky says depends who's hiding it. What you saying? What you saying, Lucky? So you're saying it's a double standard? Is that what you're saying? What's up, Miss Woodson? Thank you for joining me tonight, beautiful. I always appreciate when you join. So Leah says, absolutely. I know, fam. I'm sure. I'm sure. Let's see here. Todd, Father. So I have a question related to this for all of you related to trust and boundaries. So I have a question. What's your question, Todd, Father? So Miss Woodson says, absolutely. Boundaries still. You know, it just seems to make sense to me, right? Because if you love that person or you want to love that person, isn't that part of finding your person? Like, how do you know you found your person if y'all ain't on the same page or y'all not transparent or y'all don't discuss things, right? Because it could be their boundaries don't complement yours or y'all just not complimentary, you know? So why wouldn't you talk about that? The Todd Father says, so my ex saves many guys she has gone on dates with on her Facebook account. Do you feel like a person does this to keep her option open in her Rolodex? What y'all think? What y'all think? So if a person like keeps guys like I guess on the roster, right? Like on her Facebook or on his Facebook, right? Do you feel like a person does this to keep their option open? What y'all think? Leah Nicole says yes. Lucky says hell yeah. Is that how you say it, Lucky? Hell yeah. Let's see here. Okay, you know what? Me personally, I feel that there could be situations where people do keep their options open. Like when I'm in a situation or something like that, I'm not worried about no prospects. I'm not keeping no roster open because I mean I'm confident in myself. Where say if it don't work out, it ain't gonna be no drought. You feel me? I don't have to do that because I'm gonna be 10 toes down for my relationship, right? And if it don't work out, I've done everything that I could do. It ain't no regrets. I don't need to have backups. Them backups will be there if it don't work. And if they meant to be there after it don't work, then we'll meet. We'll cross paths. That's just how I look at it. So let's see here. How they feel if the other did the same and kept. Listen, and that's what I be wondering. Like when sometimes what's good for the goose ain't good for the gander. Is that how it goes? Like some people be like, yeah, yeah, do whatever. I can do whatever. You should trust me, but you shouldn't do whatever. But wouldn't boundaries establish that and make it an even playing field, for lack of a better term, right? Because if your person is one of them people that feel like, yo, I'm gonna do whatever I want, but you can't. Wouldn't discussing boundaries help discover that? And then you could save a lot of just unnecessary wasted time, pain, resentment, and all that stuff. What y'all think? Let's see here. Is it a roster to maintain friendships because sometimes things don't work out, but you can still be friends? That's a good point. Because maybe that's I guess that's looking at it another way. Like you do want to maintain your friends in case it doesn't work out because I've seen posts online that say, don't you hate when somebody get into a relationship, say one of your friends get into a relationship and they seem to forget their friends, right? So maybe, it could be innocent and they're just simply maintaining their friendships, right? So what y'all think? Their opinions open. Options, did you mean options? I'm sorry. All right, so Harry Smith, at the end of the day, it's all about trust. Why waste time in life with someone you don't trust? One thing I have always lived by is you don't own nobody and you can't keep anyone from messing with who they want. If they are for you, they are for you. If not, leave them in the streets. Leave them in the streets, cousin. I know you really type streets, but streets. Okay, all right. Everyone ain't got it. Yes, they do, Lucky. Everybody do got it. Now, okay, I'm careful. Some people do have it like that. And if you want to have it like that, then manifest that, right? Because I just believe I don't know. Maybe because I don't know. I just don't like to multitask. I don't want to multitask when I'm in a relationship. I don't want to be having to like be trying to maintain the prospects that ain't making. Why should I don't want to maintain them. I'm gonna set them free so they can do what they need to do. And if they meant and it's right, then if it don't work out with me and I don't know. It seems like a lot. All right, so let's see here. Here he says, for sure. That's what's up. That's what's up. Hey, Holly. Thanks so much for joining me tonight. I am single. I have friends, so I wouldn't change. If someone is serious, they will marry you. Yeah, I mean, some people, they believe take me as I am. What comes, my friends and stuff, that's what comes with me. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. So let's see here. Ooh, it's getting close to time. Man, this hour went fast. We didn't even get to cover everything. Let me see here. There's a couple more things. Let me see. Let me see. I'm trying to go back, y'all. Forgive me. Um, because there was a couple other things I wanted to cover that was in the group that I thought was really, really, really good. Give me a second, y'all. Give me a second. I see you, Reese. Let me see what you say. Um, all right. That is one of those boundary questions. Some people are too open to putting their business all out in the streets. Yeah, that's true. Some people do. So the Todd father says, ready for another question? Yeah, Todd, what other question you have? We still have some time. I usually go to about 9. So what's your other question? So Reese says, remaining friends with someone you used to knock boots with is diabolical. Fact. Is it, Reese? Because it happens. They be like, oh, this my brother, this my brother, this my sister. And they used to be like doing all the positions. You cool with that? You and is it diabolical to you or do you care? Do you have so much trust where you like, I don't care. I don't care. And what if they think yeah, I ain't gonna go. That's another show. That's another show. So Ty says, what's the difference between being friendly and flirting? Ooh. What's the difference, y'all? What's the difference between being friendly and flirting? See, that's a boundary you got to talk about because some people feel, eh, you really gonna have to measure that out with your significant other. Because, like, okay, for me, if a person says hi to someone of the opposite sex and they're like, oh, what's up? Or hi, or whatever, that's not flirting to me. But I guess it's but for some people that might be considered flirting. Maybe it's I don't know, the diction or the tone or their body language, their intention can a high could be like, "What's up?" Like, "What's up? What's up?" Like you can say, "What's up?" Like, "What's up?" Or you be like, "What's up?" Like, "What's up with us?" Right? So what y'all think? What's the difference between being friendly and flirting? What's the difference, y'all? The Todd Father says some people just love to talk, smile, laugh with people, which might come off as being flirty. That could be possible. But again, you have to establish those boundaries. You have to establish with your mate like how certain things and interactions make you feel. And then you yourself, you should do a knowledge yourself to see, if you justified to feel that way and why you feel that way. If you using your hands or not. What lucky elaborate on that. We all flirts by nature in one way or another. Really? Really, Mark? Because sometimes I feel like I don't be knowing how to flirt. I'll be like, oh yeah, I don't know. Is it really bad to flirt with a restaurant waitress, and how much is your man or woman going to worry about that? Is it bad to flirt with the restaurant rate? Are we gonna get our meal for free? Is my man flirting so we can get that meal for free? Or is he flirting because he want to get something else for free? Intention is everything, Mark. Hey, let me know how you feel like that. Todd Father says, good point, Mark Lee. All right, so if you tell a person at a store they look nice, is that really a flirt? What's your intentions? What's your intentions? Intentions are huge, right? Like if your intention is I'm gonna tell this person that they look nice because I want her number, then you flirting. But if it's just genuinely, that dress looks nice or whatever, or that hair color looks great on you, and you are just doing it to leave it at that, then it's not flirting. But intention is everything. Flirting is giving someone the idea that they have a chance to be involved with them. Friendly is just being kind. Yeah, I can agree with that, Holly, right? I can agree with that. Hey, Malik, thanks for tuning in. I won't waste time trying to police a relationship. Facts. I know what to do when the time comes. In all situations, decisions are always made. That is very true, right? That's very true. That's very true. All right. I thought flirting was showing an interest to go further in a relationship. Friendly is assistance, combo, small, and we keep it moving. It's like, yeah, you know what? I can agree with that. If we can eat free flirt, for real lucky. So, hey, what you gonna tell your girl? Hey, you better smile. You better show them teeth so we can get this Ruth Chris meal for free. Is that what you want? So, are there times when flirting is accepted? But wouldn't you have to create a boundary to understand when it's cool and not? Wouldn't that be worth the conversation? What y'all think? What y'all think? Let me see here. There was another point that I wanted to talk about. Let me see here. Let me see if I got time. Because it's almost 9 and I'm hungry, y'all. Y'all know I don't really be eating a lot during the day. And I'm making chicken again tonight. Seem like these solo dolo shows, I be fixing chicken. Well, I don't even know what's going on with that. All right, so let me see. Another question that was asked was, how can couples differentiate between healthy and unhealthy relationships with the opposite sex? Kimberly Henshaw said, if they don't respect your spouse or the relationship, it's unhealthy, period. There should never be any kind of flirting, no disrespect, etc. And then Dexter says, simply about respect, boundaries, and behaviors not conducive to a healthy relationship. Makes sense, makes sense, makes sense. Okay, I do see y'all comments. Okay, let me look at this real quick, y'all. And then I promise I'm gonna get to y'all comments, and I'm gonna get out of here because I gotta eat. I gotta eat. My boundary is I'm gonna have to eat in a minute. I'm hungry. All right. So, what boundaries can help in managing conflicts and ensuring respectful communication? Okay, and I think that's really important. Like, I mean, boundaries could be good because What about when you get into it? Shouldn't you be on the same page how y'all handle conflict? And what ways can you do that? So Tanisha Gray says, for my relationship, we have a few no raised voices, no name calling, stay on topic. Yeah, that gaslighting and all that, you trying to distract me, that's not cool. Don't bring up old stuff. Use I statements. We both have to stay seated. If one of us needs time to process, communicate that along with a rough estimate of how much time is needed. Because sometimes people be like, yeah, I don't want to talk about this no more. They ain't never come back to it. It's like, what's up with that? See, that is a boundary that should be discussed where, yes, if it gets heated or if it's not coming to like a happy medium, you should walk away. But how long? Right? Can that be discussed? We collaborate instead of compromise. If we're on the phone, no hanging up on each other, don't interrupt or talk over each other. Okay, that's fair. No, and someone else says no yelling. So Brian Frost says it may require a combination of clarity, empathy, active listening, consistency by balancing these elements effectively within our communication style. We have respectful interactions built on understanding and mutual respect. Okay, be clear and direct. Just say no. Avoid beating around the bush or sending mixed signal. Clearly express your decision in a straightforward manner while remaining respectful. And see, I think that's good. That's good to have. And even though people could be like, "Yo, it's common sense" or whatever, but sense ain't always common. It just ain't. All right, so let's see here. Lise, quit playing. You know them exes want that. Oh yeah, Reese, don't be telling my secrets. Yeah, yeah. It's a couple. It's a couple exes. I ain't gonna lie. They still texting. They still sending me stuff on Facebook. I tried to tell them. Listen, I tried to tell them. Hey, from my heart to what? And I'm not even being cocky. From my heart to what? All right, so let's see here. Oh, yes, ego can be a huge factor. Yes, ego's a fool. Okay, so Harry says flirting within a relationship is not for the weak. Listen, you got to give me a heads up, bruh. You got to give me something like, I don't know, a wink or something like, man, if you trying to get the meal for free or something, we got to be on the same page because you're right. It ain't for the weak. Like, what you doing, man? Got me out here looking crazy. All right, so Mark Lee says, no, I've seen people flirt with police officers and teachers. Teachers? Wait a minute. What teachers got to do with it? I can see police officers, Mark. Teachers, for real? You know what? You right. You right. Because I'm a professor. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, because they be wanting that. Hey, but listen, I'm grading you as per the rubric. Don't be coming to me like that. I ain't about to lose my credibility or whatever because you want an A. Miss Wilson says, don't invite anyone else in combos. Lucky you ain't put no comment. You was speechless? Okay. There aren't many people who flirt when alone. If that's who you are, be be you and explain yourself as such. Okay. All right. As an event host and event planner, I know sometimes entertainers flirt with me. That can be one of those boundaries questions. Just because you have women friends doesn't mean you trying to sex them. That's true. That's true. I mean, I have friends. They're not trying to, sex me. They really my friends. All right. Everything should be discussed with the understanding to learn and understand one another. So boundaries don't get crossed. That's fair. Lucky you speechless tonight. You hitting blank stuff. I can't even see what you're saying. They trying to get an A in that class. Listen, hey, that's true. That is very true. All right, y'all. So I'm going to end this podcast here. It's been real. It's been an hour. So I appreciate all of y'all joining me on tonight. Um, let's see here. Are there any last words before I close this thing down? Okay, I do see I got another comment. So the Todd father says, and if you're getting more excited in front of your better half, talking to the server, that isn't good. I got chewed out in the car on the way home from eating. Listen, Melvin says, great show, cuz. Thank you so much, cousin Melvin, for joining me tonight. I really appreciate that. In my marriage back in the day. Yeah, I think you need to have that talk. At least if you have the talk, it's out there, it's out in the atmosphere. I think you can better address things when boundaries are in place. I don't know. You grade them on a curve. Listen, cuz I know you ain't. I know you ain't talking about, yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, now, my students, like, depending on, like, there's like a curve that we can use. If, say, like, the highest grade in the class, the lower grade in the class, like, there's a whole, equation we can use, right? But I know what you're talking about, fam, because I have been told that. But listen, cuz I see the beauty in everybody. I see the beauty in all the kids. I see beauty in everybody. I can look at you and see something beautiful, right? But if you got a bad attitude, that kind of messed up. So anyway. All right, y'all. So thank you all for joining me tonight. I appreciate it because y'all could have been anywhere in the world, but y'all was like, man, we're gonna hang with Lisa. And I appreciate that. Shout out to my mama. Y'all know I gotta shout my mama out. Thank you for listening, mama. I always appreciate when you tune in and things of that sort. I appreciate all of y'all support. And if you are not liking, sharing, or whatever, please do so. Relationship Soup, period. You got to put the period on YouTube. See, y'all know what happened. Like I said on an earlier show, I lost the password to the other YouTube account and I couldn't get it back because YouTube, well, they like, I don't know, they got that security. Security. If you don't remember your password, you're not getting back. YouTube, like, good luck. So that's why it's Relationship Soup, period. You got to put the period in there. And then on IG is Relationship Soup. You can follow me at Relationship Soup LLC, or you can follow me at Lisa Hughes. And then, of course, Relationship Soup Group, right? And I'm gonna get y'all comments in here because if y'all take time to comment, I do be trying to get it. Great show. Thank you, cuz I really appreciate you. Of course. Reese. Thanks, Reese. You part of the reason why I be going solo dolo. You that teacher that be distracting people. Listen, for real, Lucky, that's what you think. You think I'm a distraction? You do? For real? You think I'm a distraction? Mark Lee says, great show. Love. Thank you, Mark. You know I appreciate you. And considering what you do daily, that is definitely a compliment coming from you. Was that a flirt smile? Now, Mark Lee, I like to smile, right? And my intention is to just be a personality and show my teeth. Not showing my teeth trying to get nobody number, but just show my teeth. You know. All right, so let's see here. Get up to 100 subscribers. Yes, come on, y'all. Like, subscribe, please. YouTube. If you got a YouTube, just go and just like it. Just subscribe, right? If you on Facebook, please just hit like. Just follow. Join the group. Not your students, your humans. I know, cuz I know. I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna do better. The Ty Father says, "Love this show, Lisa. First time ever being connected to you all. Absolutely, Ty. Let me tell you, these are divine connections, and you a divine connection too. And that's why it feels good to you. Light recognizes light. I know. Holly Lucky a fool. He is a sheer fool. He is something else. Um, we all bring great points to the table. Yes, we do, Todd Father, because we all have experiences, and you all know that's why I created Relationship Soup. Because we all have experiences, and I don't claim to be no relationship expert, but what I do claim to be an expert at is bringing people together so that we can talk about our experiences and stuff like that, right? Because we all have experiences, we go through them so we can help each other, right? Because I can say I've learned from other people's experiences, right? Holly says, I look forward to Wednesday. Holly, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And I appreciate seeing your beautiful profile picture every Wednesday too. I really do appreciate that. Love you, cuz I'm trying to get moms to take some more to make some more of that banana pudding. Listen, please do. Ask mama to make some more. I'm willing to add to my calories for that. Okay? Because I found this workout plan. It's from Rush Fitness. When I tell you that workout plan is amazing, it's amazing. All right, we meet people for a reason, season, or a lifetime. Yes, we do. And Mawanda says, oh, I know. I know we're going to have that conversation, Miss Woodson. All right, y'all. So, as always, Love yourself. Take care of yourself. Um, and listen, boundaries ain't all bad. Find the balance, right? And that's all I got to say. And I'm gonna end on that note. See y'all next week. Ooh, we got what? Some days, a day off work coming up, right? Hey. So anyway, I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your week. I'll see you all soon. I love you all. Spread the word. I love y'all. Love yourself. And peace.